Hello everyone, welcome to my 8th video lecture on partial differential equations. In this video we shall consider the solution of first order nonlinear partial differential equation of type 1. So what is a partial differential equation of type 1 which is first order and nonlinear? So it will be of the form f of p comma q equal to 0. That is, the meaning here is that the differential equation will contain only p and q terms. Definitely they will be of higher degree terms in p and higher degree terms in q, or p and q terms multiplied together. Such type of terms will be there. Anyway, it should be noted that in this category of differential equations only p and q will be visible in the PDE. No x term, no y term, no z term will be available in the given PDE. So if such a differential equation is given, so in order to get the solution, that is the complete integral of the given partial differential equation, we have to assume that I'm going to give you the steps involved in the method of solution of this particular equation. If we consider step number 1, consider z equal to ax plus by plus c as the required complete integral of this PDE. If we consider this as equation number 1, given PDE as equation number 1, and this expression what we assume as the complete integral, we have to take it as an equation number 2. So what we have assumed here, we have assumed that z equal to ax plus by plus c equal to z equal to ax plus by plus c as the required complete integral of the given partial differential equation 1. Now what we have to do, we have to in the step number 2, we have to differentiate z with respect to x, that is dou z by dou x. Of course, dou z by dou x from this expression is a, and we know that dou z by dou x is p, and dou z by dou y, if we find out from the equation number 2, it is 0 plus b into 1 plus 0, that is b. We know that dou z by dou y is surely it is q. So we got the value of p and we got the value of q. The value of p is a, the value of q is b. So therefore equation number, if we consider this in a step number 3, equation number 1 then implies f of a comma b equal to 0. That is, we will be having some relation between a and b, and that is as a result of equation number 1. By substituting the value of p as a, by substituting the value of q as b in equation number 1, we get this new equation, that is equation number 3. Let us call it as. Now we have to simplify this relation 3 to get a value of b. If we do something over here, try to express this equation as b equal to something, we will get the value of b as say for example some g of a. Of course it will be in terms of a, some relation b will be equal to some g of a we will be getting. Now let us substitute this value into the complete integral which we have considered here in equation number 2. Therefore in the next step, if we substitute that here in this place, that is in the place of b, here if we substitute its value, we will be getting z equal to ax plus g of a, some function of a which we will be getting depending upon the given problem, into y plus c. So this will be of course a required complete integral of the given PDE. Why it is a required complete integral? Because it is having how many arbitrary constants? 2 arbitrary constant. This is a, here also some a will be there, here one more c. So number of arbitrary constants will be 2, and number of independent variables appearing in the differential equation will be 2. Therefore such a solution is called as the complete integral of the given partial differential equation. So this is how one can obtain the complete integral, and let us solve couple of examples on this type of partial differential equations. Let us consider the first example where we need to find the complete integral of the PDE, p square plus q square equal to m square. So what is the given PDE here? It is p square plus q square equal to m square. So what type of differential equation it is? It is of the kind f of p comma q equal to if we take this to here, it will be 0. So this is a partial differential equation of type number 1. We come to know this particular thing from the given PDE. Now let us call this PDE as equation number 1, and as per our procedure we have to consider z equal to, definitely unknown will be z. P is dou z by dou x, q is dou z by dou y, which is given here in the differential equation 1, and z is the unknown. Therefore z equal to, we have to consider ax plus by plus c as the required complete integral, be the required complete integral, be the complete integral. That is our assumption here, and we are observing here there are three arbitrary constants. Out of these three we are going to eliminate the second one, that is b, with some work. So in order to do that, we have to differentiate this with respect to x. So this implies dou z by dou x is a into 1 plus 0 0. So of course it is p, and if we differentiate 2 with respect to y, that is dou z by dou y, we will be getting whose value will be 0 plus b into 1 plus 0, therefore it is b, and we know that dou z by dou y is q. Now let us substitute these two values of p and q into equation number 1. Therefore equation number 1 implies that a square plus b square equal to m square. So from this we can get the value of b. So b square equal to m square minus a square, and therefore b equal to plus or minus square root of m square minus a square. So we have obtained the value of the second arbitrary constant b. Let us substitute that into the given that is in the complete integral which we have assumed here. Therefore then 2 implies z equal to ax plus b value is here in our hand plus minus. So therefore here let us consider plus or minus square root of m square minus a square into y plus c, and this is the solution which is having only two arbitrary constants. A is here, that is one arbitrary constant, and c is another arbitrary constant, and this is the required complete integral of the given partial differential equation of type 1. Very simple solution which we have seen now. Let us consider the next example. Consider the second example, q equal to e to the power minus p by alpha. Here alpha is any parameter, but p is a partial derivative term. We are observing that e to the power of p means it is a non-linear term, because when we expand the exponential function, we will get the Taylor series expansion of exponential function, and which will contain p, p square, p cube type of terms, and therefore this term on the right hand side will account for the non-linearity in p. So therefore the differential equation will be non-linear partial differential equation, and it is a partial differential equation of type 1 which we are considering as a function of only p and q. So let us consider this as equation number 1, and as per the procedure we have to consider the solution as z equal to ax plus by plus c, call it as equation number 2, as the complete integral. So we have to consider this as the complete integral. Let this be the complete integral. So we have considered the complete integral of the partial differential equation as in equation number 2. Now what we have to do, we have to differentiate this with respect to x, and we will get dou z by dou x equal to a into 1 plus 0 plus 0, and it is P of course. And similarly dou Z by dou Y will be equal to B, and whose value we know that it is Q, and we have the value of P as A, we have the value of Q as B, and let us substitute them into equation number 1. Therefore equation number 1 implies B equals to e to the power minus A by alpha, that is. So let us substitute this value which we have obtained here into the complete integral 2. Therefore, thus equation number 2 implies Z equal to AX plus BY. B here is e to the power of minus A by alpha into Y plus C is the required complete integral. So this completes the solution. It is a very simple problem in fact. So this is how one can solve the partial differential equation which is of first order and non-linear and belonging to type number 1. Now let us go for the third example. In this problem it is asked to find the complete integral of the PDE which is of the kind y minus x into bracket qy minus px equal to p minus q whole square. We are observing here that the given PDE is containing xy term along with pq term. So it is not directly in the form of type number 1, because in type number 1 we should have only p terms and only q terms. There should not be x and y terms. Therefore we have to first reduce it to the form of type number 1, and in order to do that we have to take the substitution. So what is the substitution? We have to take x plus y equal to u and x into y equal to v. So this is an important step. Please remember this thing. This is very important step which makes this given partial differential equation in the form of type number 1. So therefore this is a standard and very important substitution which we are considering here. With this substitution the given PDE can be reduced to the form of type number 1. So what we have to do here, we have to first try to get the values of P and Q. So before that let us observe one important thing. We know that Z is the dependent variable, and Z depends on two independent variables at least, and in this case of course it is depending on two independent variables x and y, because we are having the terms P and Q. P stands for dou Z by dou X, Q stands for dou Z by dou Y. The meaning is that Z is a function of two independent variables x and y. But as per these two substitutions, we are observing here that u and v both are functions of x and y. Both are functions of x and y. U is a function of xy, v is a function of xy. Therefore u and v are functions of x and y. So therefore what can we write? Z is a function of uv, and uv are in turn the functions of x and y. This thing we can identify here. We can come to know from these two expressions and the given differential equation. So with this in mind, we can now write down the value of P. Therefore P, which we know as dou Z by dou X, by using the chain rule, we can write dou Z by dou X as, first we have to differentiate Z with respect to the first member. From this we are coming to know that Z is a function of u and v. U and v are the functions of x and y. So when we want to differentiate with respect to first independent variable, we have to differentiate this Z with respect to both of these members. So that is dou Z by dou u into dou u by dou x. So that is the first member with respect to which the differentiation is going on. Plus similarly dou Z by dou y, dou Z by dou v, that is the second member here, into dou v by dou x, of course, because differentiation is with respect to x. Therefore it is dou v by dou x. And now if we substitute the value of dou Z by dou u, what is dou Z by dou u from this expression, dou u by dou x? Dou u by dou x u is x plus y, dou u by dou x is 1. The value of this thing is 1. What is dou v by dou x? Dou v by dou x is y into 1 because it is x into y. When you differentiate with respect to x, x differentiation is 1, y as it is. So its value is y. So therefore we can write it as dou z by dou u plus y into dou z by dou v. That is, the value of p is this much. And what is the value of q? The value of q is dou z by dou y, we all know. And by using this type of chain rule, how can we write dou z by dou u, that is the first member, into dou u by dou y, because now the differentiation is with respect to y, plus dou z by dou v, that is the second member, into dou v by dou y again. Again, from these two expressions we come to know that dou u by dou y is again 0 plus 1. Dou v by dou y is x into 1. So it is x. So therefore it is dou z by dou u plus x into dou z by dou v. So this is the value of q. Then what happens to equation number 1? Therefore the given PDE implies that we consider it as equation number 1 and we will rewrite it. So what is the given PDE? If you look at given PDE, it is y minus x into bracket q into y minus p into x on LHS, p minus q whole square on RHS. So by looking at this differential equation, if we substitute the values of p and q, how the differential equation looks like, let us write down. So it is y minus x as it is the first factor into the bracket q value is here, that is the bracket dou z by dou u plus x into dou z by dou v into y plus minus, in the differential equation given here we are having minus px, minus p value is here, that is dou z by dou u plus y into dou z by dou v into x, that is. So close the bracket. On RHS we are having p minus q whole square. So value of p minus q, if we look at p is here, minus q, if we consider dou z by dou u cancels, and it is only y into dou z by dou v minus x into dou z by dou v whole square. So this is the thing remaining after cancelling dou z by dou u. So this is the thing remaining on right hand side. Let us simplify this by multiplying these quantities within the bracket, and let us see what happens and which terms are going to cancel and give us the LHS in a quite simple way. That is y minus x, keep as it is outside the bracket, and within the bracket it is y into dou z by dou u plus x into y into dou z by dou v minus here x into dou z by dou u minus x into y into dou z by dou v. I hope you understand. It is very simple thing. This into this, this into this, this into this, this into this with minus sign. On RHS it is y minus x dou z by dou v, that can be taken outside. So here we can write y minus x within the bracket after taking dou z by dou v outside and whole square as it is here. Now let us simplify this after cancelling these two terms. We can cancel these two terms, that is dou z by dou v multiplied with xy positive and this is negative. So if we cancel these two terms, the remaining thing, in between the remaining thing, we can take dou z by dou u as a common factor, and we will be having y minus x within the bracket. So if we simplify this, y minus x here as it is, and here dou z by dou u, if we take outside, y remains here minus x remains here when we take dou z by dou u outside. And on RHS, it is y minus x whole square if we take separate whole square, and dou z by dou u, dou z by dou v whole square. So here y minus x, y minus x, y minus x whole square, that cancels with y minus x whole square on right hand side, and the differential equation after simplification will looks like it in a simple way. If we write, it is going to be a very simple differential equation, that is dou z by dou u equals to dou z by dou v whole square. So here we are having a differential equation, partial differential equation, which are having the independent variables u and v instead of x and y. So let us consider dou z by dou u as capital P and dou z by dou v as capital Q for our reference, for our convenience. So here capital P stands for dou z by dou u and capital Q stands for dou z by dou v in the same way. So after having this thing, we come to know that therefore the PDE is of the type 1, that is function of capital P comma capital Q equal to 0. Instead of small p and small q, we are having here capital P comma capital Q, and we are observing the non-linearity here on right hand side, q into q square term, which we have observed here, that is the non-linear term. Therefore let us assume the solution to be z equal to, once again the dependent variable is z, but the independent variables are u and v, that we have to take into account. Therefore z is equal to au, instead of ax we have to consider au here, plus by, instead of by here we have to consider bv, plus c as the required complete integral. Give some number to these. Let us call this as equation number 1. Of course, this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. Now from equation number 2, this implies dou z by dou u. If we find out dou z by dou u is a, of course here dou z by dou u, which we have considered it as capital P, and dou z by dou v is 0 plus b into 1 plus 0, that is b, and it is as per our assumption q. So if we substitute these into equation number 1, therefore 1 implies a equals to b square, or b equal to plus or minus root a, consider only plus root a for our convenience. So b is equal to root a we have considered, and let us substitute this into the solution number 2. Then 2 implies 2 is here, in that 2 we are substituting z equal to au as it is, plus b, in place of b it is root a into v plus c. So it is the complete integral of this PDE 1, which is in independent variables u and v, but our independent variables are x and y. Therefore let us substitute finally z is equal to a into u value is x plus y as per our assumption, plus root a into v is x into y, plus c is the required complete integral of the given partial differential equation. So this is how we have solved the given partial differential equation, which was not in the standard format. The given partial differential equation was not in the standard format type number 1. We have reduced it to the type number 1 form by making use of these standard substitutions, and by doing some work on that we arrived at this equation So this equation we have called it as equation number 1 and it is of type 1 form, and we have followed the same procedure and got this solution. And once again we have substituted the values of u and v. We have substituted the values of u and v as x plus y and xy respectively, and got the general solution, sorry, the complete integral at the end. So this is how one can solve the partial differential equations of non-linear type, and particularly belonging to the standard form 1, where we have only p and q terms without any x, y and z terms. So with this, let me stop. In the next video we will consider PDEs of type 2. Thank you.